Hey y'all, it's Lacey, and today I am doing another one of my what I'm calling like kind of vintage nostalgia videos, kind of going back to things from my childhood that were special to me or that I remember and just want to talk about. So today I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite things in the entire world, and that is Calvin and Hobbes. I am a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes. When I was about 12 years old, I think, I went to stay with my grandparents in Richmond for a week. And I didn't really like to go because, not that I didn't like to spend time with my grandparents, but I used to get homesick a lot. And one thing that I remember about staying with them is in their living room, my grandfather had like this whole wall of bookshelves. And on the bookshelves he had one Calvin and Hobbes book, and I remember picking that up and just falling in love with Calvin and Hobbes. I thought it was super funny. And if you're not familiar with Calvin and Hobbes, it was a comic strip in the newspapers. It debuted in 1985 and ran through 1995. It was created by Bill Watterson, and it revolved around a 6-year-old boy, Calvin, and his stuffed tiger that to him came alive, was like his best friend. Calvin was kind of sarcastic and witty and mischievous and went on all kinds of adventures, whether they were real or imagined, and with him was his tiger, Hobbes. Everybody else saw him as a stuffed tiger, but to him, he was real. And Hobbes was kind of the sardonic, he would come back with some, little reality checks or, little one-liners that would kind of keep Calvin from getting, too big. So, anyway, I pulled out all my Calvin and Hobbes books because I've got a stack of them here. Like I said, I became obsessed with Calvin and Hobbes over the years. The first one is Calvin and Hobbes. This is like the first one I think that was published. And I have these in published order, but I don't have all of them. So, there are a few that I don't have. And then the next one was Something Under the Bed is Drooling. And I'm actually I'm trying to go back through these and read them, so I'm reading this one right now. Then you have Yukon Ho. And then this one is Calvin and Hobbes' Lazy Sunday book. And when I pulled this one out, I actually found a note in it that I must have gotten this for my 13th birthday. My grandparents gave it to me in 1990 for my 13th birthday. So I had forgotten all about that, but I found that the other day when I was going through these books. And then you have Weirdos from Another Planet, Revenge of the Babysat, and that was the babysitter, and they used to give her such trouble whenever she would babysit. Scientific Progress Goes Boink, Attack of the Deranged Mutant Killer Monster Snow Goons. I think a lot of people probably remember the comic strips of Calvin and Hobbes where he would build the snowmen. Those were some of the popular ones. They're some of my favorite too. And then you have Homicidal Psycho Jungle Cat. And this is the last one that I have, and it's There's Treasure Everywhere. So yeah, these are just, Calvin and Hobbes has been one of those things that I've just always been a fan of for many years. And I don't know if there's a lot of other people. I'm sure there are. Everybody knows about Calvin and Hobbes, but you don't hear a lot of people talk about it because it's not, published anymore. He doesn't create them anymore, but you can still see them online. But it's just one of those things from my childhood that I just hold real dear, and I just look back on fondly. So if you're a fan of Calvin and Hobbes, let me know in the comments. Share some of your favorites. like, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video real soon.